Our St. Louis Dragons have two pivotal matchups in front of them with just 4 weeks to go. All hands are on deck for a playoff spot, and we've got two massive interdivision games against the 9-4 San Francisco 49ers and the 10-3 Los Angeles Rams. If we want any shot of making the playoffs, we've got to win some combination of these two games, or ideally both of them, in order to position ourselves nicely for a potential wild card spot in what has been a very competitive NFC conference. Our team has had an up and down season for sure. We have been very inconsistent on a week-to-week basis. Last week included, we played against the worst team in the NFL, the one-win Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and we needed a game-winning field goal as regulation ended in order to get the job done. We cannot play like we did in that game today against the Niners and the Rams, who are two legitimate Super Bowl contenders, and obviously these matchups being in the division are going to make it all the more challenging. We're currently the only NFC West team not in the playoffs. That just speaks to how good this division is. However, we are not far behind Seattle. We currently have the same record as them and are tied for the 7th seed at 7-6. So let's take a look at the standings as a whole here and see what our competition is for one of these wild card spots. Realistically, we're not going to win the division. I think we can kind of throw that out the window. It's going to be the Rams or the Niners. We're gunning for a wild card spot right now. We're also tied with the Giants, who are also on the outside looking in. And then we've got the Panthers, Commanders, and Vikings also in the mix, a game behind us. It's really hard to beat the same team twice in one season. Now it is possible, and as an Oregon fan, this is what I'm currently coping with. But we've got an opportunity to beat both of these teams twice in the same year. We blew both of these teams out on the road in our first matchups against them, outscoring them 58-16 in the two combined games. So because of that, you better believe that both of these teams are going to give us their absolute best fights today after getting embarrassed at home by us earlier in the season. Obviously, we have a lot to play for, but so does San Francisco. They're currently a game back of the Rams, not only fighting for the division, but thus fighting for the number one seed in the NFC. The Niners have plenty of talent on both sides of the ball, and that includes Brock Purdy, who of course has been extended, and he will be the franchise quarterback of the future. When we beat the Niners 3 weeks ago in Santa Clara, I think the big reason why our defense was successful is because Brock Purdy was unable to play his game. He wasn't efficient. He wasn't making consistent short passes. He had to try to stretch the field because we had the short areas completely covered. These guys have loads of weapons on offense, with Deebo Samuel currently the Offensive Player of the Year frontrunner. They also have CMC, George Kittle, and some other young, fun players like Dexter Sanders and Jumani Kaur. Defensively, this team is great as well. Fred Warner is the best linebacker in the NFL. Nick Bosa might be the best pass rusher in the NFL. Talanoa Hufanga and Kevin Byard are probably the best safety tandem in the NFL. They've got a good interior pass rush led by Javon Hargrave. And their corners really aren't too bad with guys like Diamador Lenore, Christian Fulton, and the rookie Jalen Fox. So we are in for an absolute challenge today against a great San Francisco 49ers team who we know is capable of making a Super Bowl run. And after we beat them by 28 points in their stadium 3 weeks ago, you know these guys have had this game circled on the calendar since we beat them. So they are coming out for a vengeance. It's also worth noting that this game is super rainy. I got to imagine it's going to be harder to grip the ball, throw the ball, catch the ball. Tell that to Talanoa Hufanga. He picks it off on the first play of the game and takes it to the house for a pick six. Well, that's a start. Not the start we wanted, but a start. Hufanga houses it, and the Niners are on the board seconds into the game. Not a great start for Puma Whitlock, looking to rebound as he runs it up the middle, sliding forward to the 48-yard line. That's a gain of 15 yards as the offense looks to play catch-up a lot earlier than they would have hoped. 3rd and 10 now. Puma looks to throw it. He will look short for Darwin Juskins, the running back. He gets 9, wrapped up shy of the yard to gain by guess who? Fred Warner. That'll lead to an interesting 4th and 1. The Dragons are in 4-down territory. They're going to go for it. This team struggles in 4-down territory, though, in short yardage situations, and they don't get it. Fred Warner lifts DeAndre Swift on his back. Niners get the stop, and San Francisco's looking great so far, and they haven't even gotten the ball yet until now. 3rd and 8. Here's Brock Purdy. Under pressure. He's sacked. Simeon Bonnet brings him down for a loss of 14 yards. Bonnet continues to make a positive impact since coming back from injury. The sack numbers are still low, but he has been a nuisance in the opposing backfield. Speaking of sacks, Puma Whitlock loses 7. Drake Jackson, Nick Bosa, and others in the backfield making the play, and the St. Louis offense really does not look very good so far. On 3rd down, Puma's got a wide open man downfield. It's the rookie, Arturo Modelo, who brings it to the 41. Modelo's been on fire over the last 2 weeks. 20 receptions for nearly 300 yards in just the last 2 games. The Niners are going to challenge if he got the feed in. I don't know what Kyle Shanahan is thinking because he had a clear look at that play, and it's very clear that Modelo had 3 steps inbounds, let alone 2. Call stands, 1st down. On 3rd and 7, it's a screen for Swift. Jukes away from Warner. A rare missed tackle from Fred Warner. That results in a 1st down. 3rd and 4 now with 4 to go in the first quarter. Puma looking short, and it is caught. Nice grab by, once again, Arturo Modelo. The rookie continues to stand out. 3rd and 2 now. The Dragons using a lot of time off the clock as it's Darwin Juskins who powers his way into the end zone with a touchdown, and this game is tied up. Big drive here for the offense. They commanded the clock. They took their time. They ran the ball well, and they are ultimately able to punch it in and tie the game up. The Niners have had the ball for like 5 plays, and we're already in the second quarter. On 3rd down, they get their first down of the entire afternoon, and it's a big one. George Kittle brings it to the 36 as the center, Lloyd Cushenberry III, is injured on the play for San Francisco. 2nd and 10 now. Niners moving it nicely. They've got it at the 25. Purdy looks to throw it. He's going to look to potentially go up the middle, but he runs right into Damone Clark, who gets the sack. Clark has missed the last few games with injury. Good to have him back in the lineup. On 3rd down, it's a screen for Christian McCaffrey, and he does not get the 1st down. Nice tackle by Darnell Savage. And so that'll hold the Niners out of the end zone. They will have to kick a field goal. Should be a chip shot, 35-yarder for Jake Moody. He's made kicks from like 60 against us before, but with the rain, you never know. Now he does make the kick, and it's 10-7. Dragons back with it. Here's Swift to the left side. Woo! Jukes away from a defender and brings it to the 40 for a gain of around 20. When these two teams played against each other 3 weeks ago, DeAndre Swift had the best game of his NFL career. He completely carved up this defense. Wide open a few plays later is Arturo Modelo. That'll go for another 3rd down conversion. The Puma Whitlock and Arturo Modelo connection continues, and as we mentioned last episode, Modelo's ascension is no coincidence. This kid is legitimately good. On 1st down, Puma with room up the middle. Looks to take it to the end zone. Not quite. He's tackled at the 1. Good run, though, by Puma Whitlock, recognizing the open rushing lane. 3rd and goal. Swift with the carry, and he is in, powering his way for a score. And the St. Louis Dragons take their first lead of the game with 2 rushing touchdowns in the first half. 1 from Juskins, 1 from Swift. It's now 14-10, and the Niners will look to respond. On 1st down, Purdy goes up the middle. That's the rookie out of the University of Kentucky, Jumani Kaur, who brings it to the 47-yard line. With Brandon Ayuk gone and now with the Texans, Kaur is one of the many young receivers who the Niners are really excited about as his replacements. None of those guys are quite as good as number 19, Deebo Samuel, who I think has 20 touchdowns on the year or something ridiculous. He's going to win the Offensive Player of the Year. He has been remarkable. Following the 2-minute warning, it's a wheel route for Kittle. He brings it to the 1. Good tackle by Savage to hold him out of the end zone. But a nice play there by San Francisco. Now 1st and goal at the 1. Purdy on 1st and goal, joined by Deebo Samuel to his left, and he gets smothered in the backfield for a loss of 4. The rookie out of LSU, Orlin Babylon, makes the play. Good to see the 5th-round draft pick making a big TFL. 3rd and goal now. McCaffrey, open lane, and he is not in. Nice tackle there. Devin White leads the way. I think Damone Clark was there as well. So that's going to lead to an interesting 4th and goal. They're not even at the 1. They're at like the quarter-yard line, yet they're going to kick. I don't like this call at all. Grow a pair of balls and punch it in. But hey, that's a good call for the Dragons to hold on to their lead, so I won't complain. Puma Whitlock sacked on first down by Nick Bosa. I think that sack was personal. I'm not quite sure why, though. That'll wrap up the first half. Dragons lead by 1, 14-13, in what has been a pretty exciting game so far. Let's take a look at our halftime report as we will start off in Houston. We are definitely rooting for the Texans. Seattle, one of the many teams competing for that wild card spot with us, and Seattle leads 7-0. In Baltimore, the Browns looking to upset the Ravens. Cleveland started the year off hot. They've really cooled off, though. They still have a very slim shot at the playoffs, and they're hoping that a win here against Baltimore can help that. And then in the Motor City, Minnesota leads the Lions 21-14. Minnesota's another direct competitor for the wild card spot, but with how bad the NFC North is, Minnesota might just win the division outright because nobody else in that division's any good. As we go into the second half, this game is close, and I really think both teams are going to have to throw the ball in what should be a tight finish. Puma Whitlock has been pretty good since the opening possession pick 6. And then defensively, I think we've held up quite fine. The Niners' offense has been held out of the end zone. Obviously, they had the pick 6. But their offense only has 6 points. Purdy on first down connects. That's Yami Oosterswan, second-year wide receiver out of the Ohio State University. Now from the 42, third down and 4. Purdy looks to throw it. He has an open man short. It's the tight end, George Kittle, breaks the tackle from Lucifer and is wrapped up by Darnell Savage. Savage has had a really good game. It feels like he's been all over the ball. Wherever the pigskin is, Darnell Savage probably is. On third down, nice throw up the middle for a first down in the hands of Deebo Samuel. Now from the 8, can the Niners offense finally get in the end zone, take this lead back? Purdy all alone in the backfield. He looks short. It's McCaffrey, and he is smothered down. Looked like he might have been in, but the Niners don't get the call. And again, they're at like the quarter-yard line. Luckily for them this time, it's second and goal. And McCaffrey is in for a score. Finally, the Niners get an offensive touchdown. They're going to look to go for 2, make the lead a clean 7 points, as Deebo Samuel powers his way in, takes a big hit from the rookie Babylon, but he does score, and it's 21-14. Dragons back with it, 3rd and 9. Puma under pressure. Nice catch! Arturo Modelo, once again, all this kid does is make plays. I don't know how we kept him off the field consistently the first half of the year. He might be the best receiver on the team right now. First down, Puma with a shot for Modelo. It's intercepted by Kevin Byard. Byard with a nice return. He brings it to the 31. Puma Whitlock just got way too trigger happy there. He tried to be aggressive. It completely backfires. Over the last 2.5 weeks, Puma Whitlock has thrown 5 interceptions. Through the team's first 11 games, he only threw 5 interceptions. So he has doubled his total in the last 3 games. Here's a nice play by McCaffrey to the 44-yard line. San Francisco with a real opportunity to make it a 2-possession game is on 2nd and 5. Purdy looks short. He's got an open man. It's the rookie, Jamani Core, who gets it to the 26-yard line. San Francisco really clicking on all cylinders here in the third quarter on both ends of the field. Final seconds of the third, it's play action. Purdy looking downfield. It's caught by Oosterswan, who brings it to the 5-yard line. And that'll wrap up what has been a disastrous third quarter. The Niners completely taking control of time of possession. Turnovers, and now another touchdown. Deebo Samuel scores once again. And the 49ers lead by 14 points. And now the offense has to respond. Puma Whitlock has to keep better care of the ball. 5 interceptions in the last 3 games is unacceptable. There's Isaiah Likely. Nice play up the middle to the 49. The Dragons are already looking to move quickly. They know time's not on their side. Puma rolls away from pressure. On the run. With room. Still on his feet. And he slides at the 36. And there's the weekly Tyron Smith injury. You know, I'm surprised it took that long for him to get hurt. Now from the 36, Puma going short as a wide open man. It's Darwin Juskins. Down the field. He brings it to the 1. And Ryan Jensen's hurt. Great. While Tyron Smith and Ryan Jensen should be fine, I can't say the same for Royal Ozuchua, who got hurt earlier in the game. He'll probably miss multiple weeks. Now the Dragons have 3 backups in on the offensive line. And it doesn't matter, at least on this play. Isaiah Likely with the 1-yard touchdown reception from Puma Whitlock. That's Whitlock's second passing touchdown of the game, one of which went to the Niners, and now this one went to the correct team. 7-point game, though. San Francisco looking to manage the clock. Big run here by McCaffrey as he's tripped up by Okuda. That was a really nice juke move by McCaffrey, and it's not going to matter. They're called for a holding on Sheldon Marion, who's playing left tackle. Ronnie Stanley got a little bit dinged up earlier as well. What the holding? 1st and 16, it's Deebo Samuel with a gain of 26 yards. And now he's hurt. The injury bug has come flying back in this game. I don't know if the weather has played a part in it. Maybe it has. But regardless, both teams have gotten really banged up today. Here's Christian McCaffrey, gets leveled for a first down. Now Jabani Core is hurt. It's not just the Dragons. The Niners are getting hammered by these injuries today. Up the middle. Nice grab and a nice fight after the catch. That's Danny Gray, the former Southern Methodist University Mustang, making the play. Clock is ticking, under 6 to go. 3rd and 4 now for the Niners. A lot of guys in motion. Purdy looks to throw it, and it's incomplete as his pass sails right. The intended receiver on that play was Kyon Clark, the former #1 recruit in his high school class a few years back. The Dragons get the stop, but San Francisco tacks on 3, and so it's still a 2-possession game after all, 31-21. Dragons hoping for some big plays, down by 10. Puma on the run is out of bounds. Hit late. No flag, though. Still a nice run for Puma Whitlock, who's had some big plays with his legs today. 5 minutes to go. Here's Puma Whitlock under pressure, looking to make another big run, but instead he is sacked. Javon Hargrave and Kaylavon Chason in the backfield to make the play. 3rd and 8 now. Puma looking short. It's caught by Modelo, who is just shy of the yard to gain. Fred Warner brings him down, and obviously the Dragons got to go for it here on 4th and inches. They struggle in short yardage situations to run the ball. They're going to go back to the run, and it works as Swift actually gets like 11. And now he's hurt. Awesome. Despite all the injuries that the Dragons have had, most of them really are not that serious. Swift should be able to return to the game hopefully soon. Isaiah Likely wide open on 1st down. He's out of bounds, pushed out by Hufanga. That'll stop the clock as he gets into the 17-yard line. Dragons in the red zone. Puma Whitlock in the zone. He goes short for Keon. That's another 1st down. And again, stopping the clock. 3rd and goal now. Fred Warner is now in the zone instead of Puma as he rolls out to the right side with some room. Puma Whitlock is in for a score. Pushed in by Nick Bosa. And the Dragons bring it within 3. So their offense scores. They took quite a bit of time off the clock. They're going to go for the onside right now. They don't really trust their defense to get a stop. And even if San Francisco gets it, and they do get a stop, a field goal's not that big of a deal because it would remain a 1-score game. And it is recovered, as you can see, by San Francisco. That's Kyon Clark who picks it up. So now the Niners are going to look to chew clock, finish off the game as McCaffrey gets a 1st down, jukes away from Whitehead, and he's going to take it all the way for a touchdown. Okay, maybe that wasn't necessarily the drive we expected. The Niners didn't chew any clock, but they're back up by 10, and we are right back to square one. Swift back in the game. Nice move. He's pushed out of bounds at the 39-yard line. 3rd and 8 now. It's going to be a screen. Darwin Juskins with it. Trying to outrun Hufanga. He doesn't, and it's only a gain of the yard. 4th and 7. Game possibly on the line. Puma's pass is broken up. Fred Warner could have potentially intercepted that ball. I don't know why he just flopped to the ground. So the Niners have it back. They're chewing more clock, and they come to a 4th and inches. No reason not to go for it and try to end the game as Purdy's pass is offline, looking to get it to Clark. And now the Dragons offense gets another chance. They're out of timeouts, though. 3rd and 6. Incomplete for Arturo Modelo, but there's a flag. Defensive pass interference. That'll go for an automatic 1st down. Darrell Luter Jr. called for the flag. Following play, Puma looking downfield. It's intercepted. Jalen Fox, the rookie out of Duke, with the exclamation point. Puma Whitlock throwing 3 interceptions today. And he's thrown more interceptions in the last 3 weeks than he did in the first 12 weeks prior. San Francisco wins it 38-28. Big win here for the Niners as the Dragons fall to a record of 7-7. They are unable to get the season sweep of San Francisco, who gets revenge for being embarrassed a few weeks ago. We stood toe-to-toe with the Niners for most of this game, but right now San Francisco is just the better team. Brock Purdy was able to play his game. He was able to make short and quick passes, and his receivers had plenty of opportunities to make plays after the catch. As for Puma Whitlock, 3 interceptions is just not it. I thought other than the interceptions, he was really good, but the interceptions are not ideal. Those mental errors might have costed us the game. Both teams ran the ball well. I really like what we're doing with Puma Whitlock on the ground. He's gotten a lot more active as of recent as a runner, and I think it's really opened up the offense. Notable receivers include Arturo Modelo. Isaiah Likely had a good game. Jamison Williams continuing to be very solid. The offensive line was fine, I guess. The Niners' pass rush was better than ours. We had 2 sacks. We need more from the pass rush, and then obviously the 3 turnovers, kind of a big deal and a big reason why we ultimately lost the game. We have 2 new injuries, both on the offensive line, Royal Osachua and Aaron Brewer. I think the Osachua injury is especially impactful. He will likely be out for the rest of the regular season. We're going to try Morgan Moses at left guard. I know he's not a guard, but I trust him a lot more than any of our other options. So unfortunately, Seattle ended up winning, so they are now a full game ahead of us. Players of the week, Desmond Ridder, Joe Burrow, Logan Wilson, and of course, Talanoa Hufanga. Here's a look at the playoff picture. Obviously, we're not in it because we just lost. We're still only a game back, but we've still got a lot of work to do now with Seattle winning, Dallas now a game ahead of us, and we are tied with Carolina, Minnesota, and the Giants, with the Commanders and Packers only 1 back. And we have got a massive challenge up front here against the Los Angeles Rams. And similarly to San Francisco, we embarrassed the Rams at their place when we played against them earlier in the season. So they're going to be extra motivated, just like the Niners. Along with that, these 2 teams are big rivals. Obviously, with the St. Louis storyline and the Rams moving out, there's a lot of animosity between these 2 teams, and we have an opportunity to sweep a division opponent for the first time ever. We also had an opportunity to do that against San Francisco and failed, but we've got another opportunity to do it here. So the big storyline of our first matchup with the Rams was Deshaun Watson getting injured. Durham Brown came in, and the offense really wasn't the same. I don't think the Rams would have won had Watson stayed healthy, but it was a very clear difference. Obviously, these guys have some big playmakers, Cooper Kupp, Nick Chubb, and some intriguing young guys like Kemba Shakabe and DeAndre Washington. Defensively, they've got a few stars, Aaron Donald, Josh Allen. Certainly not as much depth as the Niners, but these guys have outperformed their on-paper talent level, and they have double-digit wins, and they are a legit contender for the Super Bowl. We'll see if the Rams can beat the Dragons after losing to us the first time that these 2 teams played against each other. Deshaun Watson got a big massage in the second quarter from Devin White, leading to him not returning, but he is fully healthy today, and I'm curious to see how he performs against a defense that is not afraid to go after him, because our defense does not respect people who abuse women. Should be fun, as the Dragons will start on offense. Puma Whitlock, A, cannot turn the ball over on the first play of the game, and B, he just has to be more careful with the football. Too many interceptions over the last few weeks, including 3 against the San Francisco 49ers. So we'll see what he can do here against the Rams. 3rd and inches, handoff for Swift, and he is met in the backfield by number 99, Aaron Donald. You're probably going to hear that name a lot today because he's pretty good. Here's the Rams offense, Deshaun Watson, Nick Chubb, and the fellas on 3rd down. Watson under pressure. He is sacked on the play. Javon Kinlaw brings him down, and that will quickly wrap up the drive. The Dragons' pass rush needs a big game. They had their best performance of the year against the Rams earlier this year with 5 sacks. Here's Isaiah Likely, wide open up the middle of the field, brings it to the 24-yard line. Good start for the offense as they look to score first. Now from the 11, first down, you may notice Griffin Weaver on the screen. He is back healthy after missing the last few weeks, as it's Tykeem Keon Jr. in for the touchdown. With Griffin Weaver healthy, I feel like this receiving core is in such a great spot. Tykeem Keon's been playing well. Jameson Williams has been phenomenal all year. Arturo Modelo's broken out. And now Weaver's back. And Michael Gallup is, of course, very steady as well. And none of those guys are as good as Isaiah Likely. On 3rd and 2, here's Watson getting away from the pressure for the first down, escaping the defensive line like he escapes from his 26 assault allegations. 3rd and 7 now. Watson looking downfield. It's intercepted. Jeff Okudah picks it off. His team-leading 4th interception of the year. The Dragons force a big turnover as Okudah high points the football over the receiver, DeAndre Washington. Off of the interception, Puma sacked on 2nd down by Aaron Donald. That's going to be a loss of 9 and make it a 3rd down and 17. Donald's in the zone. That's not good, as the pass is broken up in the secondary. Modelo, the intended target. Even with Griffin Weaver back, Modelo's not going to be losing snaps because of how well he's played. We're going to have both of those guys on the field occasionally. On 3rd down, there's a nice reception by Tim Patrick for the first down. Here in the second quarter now, Dragons leading at 7-0. Following play from the 42, play action. Watson under pressure, rolls out to the left, and he fires for Washington, who gets it to the 16. Now on the goal line from the 2, 2nd and goal, it's the fullback, Giovanni Ricci, in for the touchdown. That name is awfully Italian. I know you guys can't see beyond the screen, but I'm doing the Tommy DeVito finger thing because it's just so Italian. Dragons back with it. There's Modelo up the middle to the 44-yard line. Following play, Puma wrapped up in the backfield by Robert Spillane for a loss of 7. Big sack for the Rams defense. 3rd and long now. Puma has a clean pocket. Now under a lot of pressure, and he's sacked by Josh Allen. 3rd sack of the game already for the Rams here in the first half, as the Dragons are going to have to punt it. 3rd and 3. Watson's pass is caught by Cooper Kupp. The Dragons played really well in the first quarter, but here in the second quarter, it's been all about the Rams. Their defense has been really solid since allowing that early touchdown, and their offense has now found a rhythm. Watson on first down under pressure. He is sacked on the play. Simeon Bonnet leads the way, and Trajan Blyshenden was there as well. 3rd and 2 now, 4 to go in the half. Play action. Watson under pressure from Bonnet again, and he has to throw it away. So that leads to an interesting decision because the Rams are at the 40-yard line. It's not field goal range. It's not punting range. It's not 4-down territory range. So the Rams are going to do none of the above. It's a fake punt, and they do not get it. The Dragons saw that coming from a mile away. We had guys stacking the box, ready for the fake, and now the Dragons have great field position that they do nothing with. Puma gained 7 on the run, wrapped up by Fuller, and now the Rams get it back. 3rd and 5, Watson under pressure. He is smothered to the ground by Devontae Wyatt. That was a personal hit. Wyatt lays the boom. And now the Dragons back with it. Puma with a rocket. Downfield for J-Mo, who gets it to the 28. He burns Teron Johnson. Jameson Williams' vertical ability continuing to be put on notice. The Dragons rush to the line of scrimmage, yet they use the entire play clock. So they've got to, stop the clock somehow. Isaiah Likely out of bounds at the 17. The Dragons do have 2 timeouts. Now they have 1. As on 3rd and 1, it's Swift with the first down. The strategy with that play was to get the first, call a timeout. You have it inside the 5, and you're going to have probably 3 plays where realistically you're probably going to throw the ball all 3 times. The Rams are expecting pass. On 1st and goal, looking for the end zone. It's intercepted! John Johnson picks it off, and that'll end the first half. Puma Whitlock continues to be careless with the ball. That's another interception. What has gotten into him? He was so good the first 12 games of keeping it out of harm's way, and now the guy's obsessed with throwing it to the other team. Tied at 7 here at the half as we take a look at our halftime report around the rest of the league. If we even get a halftime report any day now. Okay, there we go. We'll start in New Orleans. The Saints quietly have played pretty well over the last few weeks, and they're currently tied up with Carolina. We need a New Orleans win here. The Panthers 7-7, same record as us. We play against Carolina next week. The Cleveland Browns fell off compared to the start of the year, but that's nowhere near the fall off that the New England Patriots had. They trail 14-0. The Pats won 16 games last year. They won the Super Bowl, and now they're 4-10. And then in Washington, the Eagles and Commanders are tied at 14. Fly, Eagles, fly. The Commanders, another competitor for one of those wild card spots. So we need an Eagle win. As we go into the second half, this is looking like a close game. But unlike the San Francisco game, our offense is struggling, and the defense is playing really well. When our defense plays well, we win. When they don't play well, we lose. So history is on our side. But the offense needs to wake up because, well, 7 points is not enough. Nick Chubb leveled in the backfield on first down by Jordan Whitehead. The safety's had quietly a really good season for this defense, and coverage as a run defender, he's been really solid. 3rd and 12, Watson under pressure, and he is sacked by Devin White. I think Deshaun Watson might have gotten flashbacks from when Devin White injured him a few weeks back. Unfortunately, Watson's A-okay as the Dragons get it back. 3rd and 1, Swift does not get the first down. It's Aaron Donald who meets him in the backfield. 4th and inches. This is an interesting decision. I can see the argument to kick a field goal because the Dragons just need points, but they're going to go for it, and it's a pass. Quick throw, caught for a first down by Arturo Modelo. That's a ballsy play call. Obviously, this team struggles in short yardage rushing situations, so they're not even going to run it. On 2nd and 1, it's Griffin Weaver, his first catch, back in the lineup. Makes a nice play after the catch to the 4. Griffin Weaver does a lot of his work up the middle of the field, and the Rams have ran a really tight zone coverage for most of the game. That's why Weaver's been pretty quiet. 2nd and goal. Here's Swift with room. Bulldozes a defender into the end zone for a touchdown. Big drive from the offense who had struggled in the first half. They needed to get some momentum, and they do so. Everybody is hula hooping in the end zone as it's now 14-7. Rams back with it. Their offense has suddenly gone silent as this pass is caught by DeAndre Washington. He brings it to the 46. Good throw by Watson, who's had some good throws up the middle of the field today. I think that's where he's been at his best. 2nd and 4, Watson under pressure. He is sacked. Javon Kinlaw with his second of the game. Both games against the Rams, our pass rush has been really good, which is weird because the pass rush has not been any good otherwise. 3rd and 14 now after the sack by Kinlaw. Watson looks to throw it, rolls out to the right under pressure from Popo, and he throws it away. Watson had a wide open rushing lane for the first down, and yeah, maybe Bonnet or one of the other defenders would have caught up. I guess Watson doesn't consent to having grown men jump on his back without permission. Ironic. Here's DeAndre Swift up the middle on 2nd and 2. He gets the first down to the 46-yard line. The Dragons really have not established much of a presence on the ground. If they can do that, they should be able to win this game. 3rd and 6, there's Jamison Williams. Nice catch. He brings it to the 28. And the offense continues to fire on all cylinders. Under a minute to go in the 3rd, 1st and 10. Puma has time looking for Weaver. Nice catch. Doesn't quite get into the end zone, but he brings it to the 1. Now a 1st and goal with 15 to go in the quarter as it's going to be a read option. Psych! Gotcha! Touchdown Dragons! It looked like Puma Whitlock was going to keep that, but instead it's Darwin Juskins with the score. I know I faked all of you out, and the reason is because I faked myself out. I thought Puma Whitlock was going to keep that ball, but instead it was Juskins who had it the whole time. Or did he? Puma Whitlock kept it, and then, boop! Teleports right in his hands. I don't know how that worked, but you know what? I am not complaining. What a disastrous 3rd quarter it has been here for the LA Rams, who have just been a mess since halftime. And things are not getting any better here. Joseph Osai tackles Chubb in the backfield for a loss of 2, and Nick Chubb is hurt. That 3rd quarter was a disaster. Let's make the 4th quarter even worse. First play of the quarter, it's picked off. Cam Lucifer, the 2nd, with his 2nd interception here in his rookie year. This game is unraveling fast for the Los Angeles Rams. And now the Dragons have a chance to make it a 3-score game. On 2nd and 10, DeAndre Swift with the first down. He brings it to the 3-yard line. This game was tied at 7 not too long ago, and now the Dragons are bringing it towards blowout territory. 3rd and goal, nice grab by the rookie, Arturo Modelo for the touchdown. It's Modelo time. The Dragons now lead it 28-7 with 21 unanswered points, and now the Rams are going to need a big run within the next 8 minutes. They have no Nick Chubb, they have no momentum, and their quarterback has forgotten how to throw the ball. I know I can speak for all of us when I can say we are devastated that Deshaun Watson's playing poorly. He does make a nice throw there for a first down, though. Now 3rd and 10, Watson drops back to throw it, has time, and his pass is intercepted again! Jordan Whitehead comes down with the pick. What a play! Watson has now thrown 3 interceptions today. Folks, I hope you're enjoying this Deshaun Watson disaster class. Nice first down there on the screen for Jameson Williams. The Dragons already chewing as much clock as possible as it's a 3rd and 1. Darwin Juskins does not get the first down. I feel like he very clearly had forward progress past the line, but he does not get the call. 4th and inches, the Dragons are this close, they're going to go for it. They struggle to run the ball in short yardage situations. Let's see if they can try to toughen out this yard. Not even, it's like a foot. And Davis does not get it. Trace Skeens brings him down. The play was really blown up, though, by Aaron Donald. And so the Rams get it back with 4 minutes to go. Deshaun Watson has thrown interceptions in both Rams possessions here in the 4th quarter as he throws it away here on 3rd and 10. Watson has just been a train wreck in the second half, and it has been a glorious sight. 4th and 10. What? Okay, Watson is sacked in the backfield by Blyshenden and Bonnet. I think he was, constipated there. He might have been taking a deuce in his pants. Or maybe that moment was his, aha moment of his life. He regrets his actions of abusing women, and he just needed a few seconds to kind of think about it and repent his sins, I guess. So the Dragons would chew the clock for the next 4 minutes. We win 28-7. The Rams' offense was atrocious today. 208 total yards. That's not a lot. Deshaun Watson was terrible in this game. Puma Whitlock was pretty good. Now, I will say the interception he had was brutal. That was a horrible throw. But luckily, after the interception, everything went right for us. And overall, he had a pretty good game. Cannot say the same for Deshaun Watson. That was some of the worst quarterback play I have seen in a long time, at least in that second half. In the first half, I actually thought he was pretty good. On the ground, we ran it well. They did not. Nick Chubb was a complete non-factor. Another good game for Modelo. Jameson Williams was very good. J-Mo next week has a real shot to be the first Dragon ever to exceed 1,000 receiving yards in a season. Our pass rush today was phenomenal. I will say their front unit was pretty good too. Aaron Donald did Aaron Donald things. But our pass rush was very effective as well. Javon Kinlaw, 2 sacks. I think we had 6 total. That's a season high. And then 3 interceptions from Whitehead, Lucifer, and Okuda. The secondary was great. The pass rush was great. In the 2 games against the Rams this year, we allowed 13 points. Very impressive. And for the first time in team history, we have swept a division opponent. Man, that feels good. And it feels especially good that it's the Los Angeles Rams, because we really do not like these guys. We've beaten the Rams 3 times in a row now, dating back to last year. And hopefully we'll be able to keep the streak going for a little while. Who knows? Maybe we'll see them in the playoffs if we're able to clutch it out. And winning today certainly will go a long way in doing so. Let's take a look at the games around the rest of the NFL. Take a look at some of the teams who we know we have to highlight. Carolina lost. That's good. Washington won. That's bad. The Giants got killed. That's good. And Seattle lost. That's good. 3 of the 4 teams we wanted to lose lost. Players of the week: Justin Fields, Anthony Richardson, Jadeveon Clowney, and DJ Turner. So with that, we've got 2 games to go, including a pivotal one here in Week 17 against the Carolina Panthers. Both of us obviously fighting for an NFC wildcard spot. This game is going to be massive for the NFC playoff picture. And speaking of the playoff picture, check out who's in 7th place. For the first time in team history, the Dragons are currently slated to grab a playoff spot. We control our own destiny, and if we win these next 2 games against Carolina and Indianapolis, we will be in the playoffs. That's pretty awesome, but we gotta win these games, especially against Carolina. If we lose, we'll be tied with the Panthers. They'll take the head-to-head tiebreaker, and things are gonna get really messy. So this game is so important. There's a number of teams we'll be keeping our eye on, but it won't matter if we win these next 2 games because, again, we control our own fate on the road against Carolina, on the road against Indianapolis. The Colts, not so good. Let's take a look at who everybody else is playing. Seattle gets to play the Bucs, who stink, and the Saints, who stink less. So they have a pretty easy schedule. The Panthers obviously play us, and then they play the Bucs. Why is everybody playing the Bucs? This sucks. The Bucs are horrible. The Giants play the Vikings, who are out of the wild card picture because they are in comfortable first place in their division because everybody else in the North stinks, and then they play against Kansas City. So that's a pretty tough stretch for them to end the year. As for the other team to watch out for, the Commanders, they play against the Raiders and then the Broncos. That's not a horribly hard or easy stretch. I would say that's a little bit more towards the middle. But again, none of what those other teams do matter if we take care of business and win out, particularly Week 17 against Carolina. That'll be in the next episode. Massive game on primetime, Monday Night Football. The whole world gets to see if the Dragons can potentially punch their ticket to the playoffs. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Peace out.